Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Whole Food Plant-Based Eating with Diana Bananas. Starch, the food for humans. What I mean by starch is complex carbohydrates. You know, rice and rye and wheat and potatoes and sweet potatoes and barley. Defining carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates contained in fruit and soda, most packaged cereal, white flour, and most baked goods are easy to digest. They're digested in close to 45 minutes. Complex carbohydrates, however, take 2 to 4 hours to digest. They are nutrient-rich and high in fiber. Humans have a long history with starch. All large successful civilizations actually had starch as a staple food. For instance, corn or maize, Aztec and Mayans. Aztec and Mayans were known as the people of the corn. Cradle of civilization, also known as the breadbasket of the world, was the Middle East or Romans. They had wheat, barley, and whole grains. Asians and ancient India had rice. Potatoes were in northern and southern Americas, and sweet potatoes were in southern and central Americas. So let's get a little biological and scientific and talk about saliva enzymes. Okay, in a carnivore, there are no digestive enzymes. And on their taste buds, on their tongue, they have amino acid taste buds. A lesser primate or chimpanzee have 2 different digestive enzymes in their saliva to break down their starch. Humans, however, have 6 different digestive enzymes in saliva to break down starch. So this was cited in Dr. McDougall's 2009 newsletter. So like I said, carnivores crave amino acids because that's what they can taste on their tongue. Us, however, as humans, the human tongue craves salt and sugar. That's seen. So you say to me, wait a minute, so carbohydrates, you get the fact that in our saliva we actually have the enzymes to break it down. Doesn't carbohydrates turn into sugar? Well, that's why on our tongue, our main taste bud, and our first taste bud is sweet. So we actually are seekers of sweet, aka carbohydrate, which when it breaks down, it does turn into a simple sugar. People say, Diana, I have canines. I'm a carnivore. I'm meant to eat meat. Are you sure about that? Yes, we have canines. That is correct. But what do our canines actually look like? So I want you to focus on the slide, and I want you to focus on the right-hand corner. And I'm not exactly sure, but I believe that's a camel or a cow's mouth, and then the human mouth, and then the dog mouth. Knowing what you now know about enzymes and taste buds, whose mouth are we similar to? So now I'm not completely convinced that we're herbivores. We actually have shown in our past that we can be omnivores. And I know we're not carnivores. Just maybe we're something completely different. Maybe we're known as starchivores, a key phrase that's been coined by Dr. John McDougall, who's been writing about this since the 1980s. Dr. John McDougall. He also has a website available to all of us, which is free, www.drmcdr.com. DOUGALL.com. Dr. John McDougall. Okay, so there are two studies on potato experiments. One done in 1927, where they took two adults, one male, one female. The male was 25, the female was 28, and they were fed nothing but potatoes, nothing but potatoes for 6 months. There was a potato farmer who got sick and tired of the way potatoes were bad-mouthed, and he actually went on a full-blown potato diet, and I believe he lasted 8 months. Two things happened in both of these diets. One in 1927, and one in the 2000s. Neither, out of all the three people, none of them got sick and tired of the diet where they just couldn't eat another possible potato ever. Two, they stayed trim and physically fit the entire time. So they stayed in great physical position, but potatoes are bad for us? I don't think so. Which is why starch is the food for humans. So let's review. Let's go through some foods that we know are not human foods. Dairy, which includes milk, all cheeses, yogurt, butter, and ice cream. Meat, cow, chicken, pigs, fish. Eggs, and oils. Let's take a moment to talk about oils. Oil is not good for you. It doesn't matter if it's olive oil, if it's corn oil, if it's vegetable oil. Oil is not good for you. Oil goes from your lips to your hips in 5 minutes flat. A quote by Dr. Joel Foreman. It literally goes right into your bloodstream and becomes fat cells. So oil goes from your lips to your hips in 5 minutes flat. That's unbelievably quick. It is equal to potatoes, a 1 pound bag of potatoes. A 1 pound bag of potatoes is equal to 1 tablespoon of oil. Now, when I talk about oil, I'm not talking about olives. In order to make 1 tablespoon of olive oil, you need 6 jars of olives to make a tablespoon of olive oil. Oil is not good for you. If you want other ideas to cook with, I would recommend a mashed banana, vegetable broth, or applesauce. 3 healthy, or even just water. Oil is not good for you. Oil goes from your lips to your hips in 5 minutes flat. So what happens when you eat non-human food? Well, you have high cholesterol, and you're overweight, and your blood pressure is too high, and you have inflammation throughout your body. You're low on energy, you have heart disease and cancer and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. And we all know what you look like. Starch, the food for humans. So just a quick reminder, remember our vitamin sources, protein and calcium, and vitamin A, K, C, and potassium, all getting them from plants. So, what goes with starch? Everything goes with starch. I think almost all of these have potatoes in it or pasta. If you see a picture of mine with pasta on it, I assure you it is organic and whole grain because I'm a nerd that way. Also, lots of green leafy vegetables. Like Dr. Greger says, and Dr. Joel Furman, totally in agreement here, the more color you have in your food, the more nutrients you're getting in your body. Because the reason those fruits and vegetables have that color is from vitamins. And you want as many vitamins or nutrient-rich food as you can possibly get. So when you look at your plate, when you look down, it shouldn't all be brown. If it's all brown, you went wrong somewhere. So we have the potatoes with the acorn squash, and inside the acorn squash, I believe, is a diced tomato, onion, bean mix. Real quick, cut an acorn squash in the center. I usually cut one on a little sliver on the side, and then cut it down the middle. Clean out the seeds. Stuff with whatever you want in the oven for 45 minutes is acorn squash. Easiest thing in the world. Even if you're cooking both halves, like let's say you're cooking for two, both halves, same thing, cut it down the center, fill the halves, put it in the oven for about 45 minutes. It's really that quick. A lot of us are new to this, including me. I will be coming up on my 6 months on this diet and 30 pounds less. I'll say that again. 6 months, down 32 pounds, and feeling like I'm 25 when I'm almost 45. Amazing. Anyway, I digressed. So everything goes with starch. Acorn squash with potatoes, pasta with green leafy vegetables, green and yellow vegetables with peppers, and my pasta, I do a lot of everything under the kitchen sink, especially spinach. So I usually do almost a ½ pound of spinach in every pasta dish. So I have a ½ pound cooking on top of the pasta when it's done, just to steam it, and the other ½ pound actually already in the bowl that I pour the pasta on top. Okay, moving on. So those are just some pictures of what you can do with starch. Again, I'm going to reiterate, like I did last time, the reasons to go on a whole food plant-based diet, still highly recommended. The benefits, everything benefits. Your weight loss, your cholesterol levels, your blood pressure, the reduction of inflammation in your body. You're going to live longer, you're going to look younger, and you're going to have more energy. I feel like my body is rejuvenated and was reborn again. It's the most amazing thing ever, especially when you go through it. It reduces the risk of heart disease, cancer, and all autoimmune diseases. And on top of all that, it's more sustainable for the entire planet and the 8 billion people we have. All right, as promised, even though I know I kind of did an acorn recipe, but I'm also going to show you guys what I did for 4th of July, since it is barbecue season, and I like my barbecue just like everybody else. I go for the portobello mushroom tops. So for 4th of July, I took 2 portobello mushroom tops. I soaked them in a reduced soy with some, it's a reduced sodium soy and some garlic. I soaked that for like an hour. You don't have to do it that way. You could just put steak sauce. They're going to come out and they're going to have a meaty, thick texture to them. They are going to kind of taste like steak. Anyway, easy. Grill for 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Apply what you like on the mushroom. And then on my plate specifically, we also did baked potatoes on the grill, which was grilled for about 40 minutes. And then I have some spinach, because when in doubt, add spinach. I'm all about that. Tomatoes and a small whole grain pasta mix that I had the night before. Okay, so that is it for me. Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know. I could use ideas for videos. Thank you again for watching.